Challenges and limitations of genetic engineering in forestry. Title: Challenges and limitations of genetic engineering in forestry. Introduction. Genetic engineering has brought about significant advancements in various fields, including agriculture, medicine, and animal breeding. In recent years, it has also emerged as a potential tool in forestry. By manipulating the genetic makeup of trees, scientists aim to improve the growth rates, resistance to pests and diseases, and the overall productivity of forests. However, like any emerging technology, genetic engineering in forestry faces certain challenges and limitations. This article explores the key obstacles and limitations associated with genetic engineering in forestry and how they impact its practical use. 1. Ethical and environmental concerns. One of the most significant challenges facing genetic engineering in forestry is the ethical and environmental concerns it raises. The introduction of genetically modified, GM, trees into natural ecosystems can have unintended consequences on biodiversity and disrupt natural ecological processes. For example, the escape of GM tree pollen or seeds could crossbreed with wild relatives, potentially leading to the irreversible loss of species and genetic diversity. Assessing and mitigating these risks is crucial before any large-scale deployment of GM trees. There is a lack of comprehensive research on how genetically modified trees will interact with their native ecosystems over extended periods. Understanding these dynamics is essential to minimize potential harm to both the environment and human health. 3. Public perception and acceptance. Public perception and acceptance of genetically modified organisms, GMOs, continue to be a significant challenge. Many people are skeptical of GMOs due to concerns about food safety and potential unintended consequences. These apprehensions can extend to GM trees as well. Careful consideration of public opinions, transparent communication, and engagement are crucial to navigating societal attitudes and fostering acceptance of genetic engineering in forestry. 4. Regulatory hurdles. The regulation surrounding genetically modified organisms is often complex and varies between countries. This can impede the development and deployment of genetically engineered trees in forestry. Stringent regulations, high costs associated with complying with regulatory frameworks, and public resistance can significantly slow down progress in the field. Streamlining regulations and ensuring a harmonized approach worldwide is necessary for the development and deployment of genetically engineered trees. 5. Genetic and technical limitations. Genetic engineering in forestry faces several intrinsic limitations related to the complexity of tree biology. Trees have large genomes and long life cycles, which makes genetic manipulation challenging and time-consuming. Difficulty in efficiently introducing foreign genes into tree cells limits the success of genetic engineering approaches. Furthermore, it can be challenging to control the expression of desired traits in trees due to the complex interactions between genes and environmental factors. 6. Transferability and field performance. Genetic engineering techniques that work in controlled laboratory conditions may not translate effectively to field environments. Trees must survive and thrive under real-world conditions, including varying climates, soil conditions, and competition from other organisms. Additionally, maintaining the desired traits over generations and ensuring their stable expression in tree populations presents significant challenges that are not easily overcome. 7. Economic viability. Another major challenge of genetic engineering in forestry is the economic viability of implementing these technologies. Developing genetically modified trees and conducting extensive research can be expensive. The cost of regulatory clearance, field trials, and intellectual property rights can further add to the financial burden. The economic feasibility of genetic engineering techniques must be carefully assessed to justify the investment and to ensure that it is sustainable in the long run. 8. Potential unintended consequences. Introducing genetically modified trees into forestry ecosystems may have unintended consequences that are not immediately apparent. For example, the enhanced growth rates of genetically engineered trees may outcompete native species and disrupt existing ecological balance. 9. Limited knowledge of tree genomes. Compared to other organisms, our understanding of tree genomes is relatively limited. Trees have complex and highly diverse genomes, and decoding their genetic makeup is an ongoing challenge. Without comprehensive knowledge of tree genomes, it can be difficult to precisely manipulate key traits and fully grasp the potential implications of genetic modifications. Expanding our understanding of tree genomes is necessary to overcome this limitation and to fully unlock the potential of genetic engineering in forestry. 10. Long development timeline. Genetic engineering in forestry is a field that requires a long development timeline. It takes years, if not decades, to fully understand the impact of genetically modified trees, and to develop traits that are truly beneficial for forestry purposes. The length of time required for research, testing, and regulatory approval can significantly impede progress in genetic engineering in forestry. Patience and perseverance are crucial in navigating these long timelines and ensuring that the benefits outweigh the drawbacks. 11. Intellectual property rights. Protecting intellectual property rights in the context of genetic engineering in forestry poses challenges. Companies and researchers investing in genetic engineering techniques may seek patents to safeguard their innovations, which can further complicate the field. Balancing the need for intellectual property protection with the desire for open access to scientific knowledge is essential to ensure collaboration and innovation in genetic engineering in forestry. 12. Unforeseen risks and side effects. Despite rigorous testing and assessment, there is always a possibility of unforeseen risks and side effects associated with genetic engineering in forestry. Gene interactions, unintended genetic modifications, or other unpredictable factors may lead to unexpected outcomes. It is vital to continuously monitor and evaluate any potential risks that may arise from genetic engineering interventions to ensure the safety and sustainability of forests.